It has become evidently clear, and regrettably though, that Senator Godswill Akpabio's biggest achievement of the 10th National Assembly would be to send Senator Natasha Akpabio out of the Nigerian Senate and straight to jail or the prison, because everything he's done in the last couple of weeks has been geared towards making that happen. And a lot of you have asked, why are there no evidences? Why has Natasha not provided evidence? If you go and watch the Senator Natasha and Adiola Fayeun's interview on YouTube, where Natasha bared it all, I could see sincerity in that particular interview, including her agreeing that she spoke with Professor Gbenke, even if she didn't know that she was the same person as Sandra Duro. I could see some level of sincerity in that interview, where she went on to narrate all of the court processes. At my last count, I may get all of the figures wrong, but Natasha said she has over 11 petitions before the Nigerian police and several cases in the court seeking redress on several issues on this particular drama with the National Assembly. And like I said, go take your time with an open mind. Watch that interview on Adiola Fayeun's YouTube channel. You will understand a couple of, but I'll break it down. I'll summarize it. She said immediately the issue happened on the day of the National Assembly, the plenary, where she reacted to the seat adjustment. She went on because, of course, it led to the Senate President instructing the sergeant at arms to walk out and even declare her suspended, because, of course, it wasn't his power to do that. She went immediately to the court to seek an order restraining the Nigerian Senate from suspending her, even if they were still going to do their investigations that way. The National Assembly leadership led by Akpabio ignored that directive, and in fact, it was said on national TV that the legislature is an independent arm of the government and cannot be controlled by the judiciary. However, upon appearing in court after they have suspended her, the counsels to both the National Assembly and Senator Akpabio didn't use that language. They had now said that they were not served. And of course, Natasha's lawyer were able to impress on the judges that they were duly served. That matter was supposed to now get the court to have taken it upon them to say, if you were served a court process, by Nigerian law, no arm, no government official, no human have a right to disobey a court order. And then you still went on to suspend them. That matter till today has not taken out of there. Then the case of the sexual harassment case that is before the court, there have been several dramas, and it's unfortunate that although this information has been suppressed from the media space, so that the ones that seems like Natasha is not serious or Natasha is playing is what has been heightened. Let me give you an instance. When the case was brought up in court for the first time, Natasha's lawyer had told the court to say, while we want to look at this case of sexual harassment, but we have not dealt with the issue of contempt of court that these guys did by going against an expatriate order and still going ahead to suspending the senator, even though the court had stood against it and given a stay of execution. That matter led to the first adjournment of the issue so that they can deal with the content of court. And finally, when they were not ready to go ahead with the case, Akpabio's lawyer brought up the issue of Natasha's satirical apology done on social media as also a content of court. Not forgetting that the court has issued that no, there should be no media conversation around the Natasha stopped interview. But that particular Facebook post of Natasha was what the Akpabio's lawyer used. And as I talk to you now, that case has not gotten headway. So right now we are seeing a dwindling from the main crux of the matter, which is the sexual harassment issue, to a different ballgame. And even this particular matter that Akpabio had petitioned the IGP that has now been taken to court, which Natasha may likely be going to court tomorrow, Thursday for. Natasha already, upon getting hints of that particular arrangement for her assassination, petitioned the IGP. But she never got a response from the police. She never got invited. She was never told to bring evidences. But when a counter petition was sent by Akpabio and his cronies, the IGP swung into action and then took it up. And as I talk to you now, the federal government of Nigeria is now taking the petition. So somebody sent a petition to say, I am alleging that people are planning to take my life. I have evidences to the effect. She was never invited. She was never brought to, she was never responded to. It was in the case when Natasha's lawyer now wrote to the police to say, you are taking us to court for a counter petition or for a new petition. But the ones over 11, there have been several petitions. Natasha have written several petitions, over 11. But none of them, according to her in the interview with Adiola Fayo. And I say, don't take my word for it. Go to that interview on YouTube where Natasha said it all and watch it, and you'll be disgusted to knowing how messy our judicial system or our justice system has been. Akpabio is doing everything within his power, not to address the issue of sexual harassment, but to look for all of the attendant frivolities to act, or the goal ultimately is to make sure Natasha doesn't return to the Senate and that Natasha is sent to jail, so that the sexual, and like I've said, if you watch the beginning of this conversation, the earliest video I made for this particular issue, I had said that both of them, they are not in our class. Akpabio is of the elite. Natasha is of the elite. Natasha is a big gun. She's been a huge influential figure till she joined politics and entered the Nigeria Senate. So I only took my stance based on the fact that I know the efficacy of the National Assembly or our legislative arm. And when I heard that somebody, not even Natasha, Senator Ireti Kingibe, said on national TV that the National Assembly is not opposition friendly, that shocked me, and I said, no, we must do something. If we keep quiet to this kind of weighty allegation or weighty information from an insider, they will be stupid. If we really want to have a democracy, then we must have a legislative arm that is up and doing, that is up to its task and its primary assignment of not just legislating laws, but also checking and balancing the executive. And if it is not opposition friendly, we're supposed to be the home of opposition where all parties meet, because the goal is to ensure that the Nigerian state is viable and progressive. Then we should take it serious. That's why in my earlier videos, go and check, I had even critiqued Natasha for not letting her husband know immediately that incidents happened. That is how much I was being fair and objective. It was when all of these shenanigans, all of this drama from the Akpabio's camp, and how they now sold an ethnic interest into it. Natasha is not from Edo State. I'm from Edo State, and I've said that repeatedly. Natasha is from Kogi. If there's anybody in this drama that I should even take as my brother, it should be Gospel Akpabio, because we are from the same region. But I said no, for the good of our democracy, for the safety of this country, and for the future references, we will not allow all of this drama. So I'm asking, which court, which day has Natasha been called to and Natasha was even ready to provide evidences before a presidential panel of inquiry that the president set up, led by Vice President Kazim Shettima. Yet Akpabio pulled out. Akpabio will pull out of anything to look into the sexual harassment case, and will take up any other drama. Now, you say we should meet in court, that you allege that I want to kill you, bring evidence. You now want to go and covertly arrange another court process, covertly, so that nobody will be aware, so that you will get a bench warrant to go and arrest and send Natasha to jail. Akpabio's biggest achievement to being Senate president would be to send Natasha to jail. And Nigerians will not allow it to happen. Akpabio has got a duty to checking and balancing the executive. We are seeing so much of mirage happening in this government, and we cannot allow it to continue. Akpabio, focus on your work. IGP, face your assignment. Attorney General Federation, face your work. Tinubu, call your boys to order. Call your boys to order. Call your boys to order. I will end it here.